Hello, Hammer Time tubers. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy 1 Dawn of Souls Solo Challenges with me, BlueAnkylo. We are blasting through the White Mage solo run now, just having a good time. We've got pretty much best set of gear you can get, except for potentially a Mazmune. And we're going to be hammering our way to victory today. That's the goal. That's the name of the episode. And in case you're wondering, there's our stats, and in between episodes I filled up the spells with some stuff we'll never cast, and probably never cast. What else was I going to say for today's episode? Oh, I cleaned up my inventory as well. So I sold a bunch of junk, and bought some cottages. You know, we bought a few. Just buy some housing out in the forest. Some nice retirement cottages. Anyway, welcome to Mount Gulg, or Garugu Volcano, or whatever your translation says. And, yeah, hope you're enjoying. Welcome back and all that. And, sure, we're going to hammer time it a fair bit here. One thing that's convenient for the Dawn of Souls remake is your physical damage does scale, I would say, a fair bit better than it did back in the NES version. So even the White Wizard with Thor's hammer can do some pretty acceptable damage with her hammers, which is something that was, I mean, I always remember picking up the Thor's hammer and thinking, yeah, the power of Thor in our White Mage, and then being kind of let down with how much damage it actually did physically. It's not nothing, it's just not very much, and I feel like the 180s and stuff we're getting here are not representative of the NES White Mage version. But not like I'm complaining or anything. You know what? We're not always going to hammer time it. Sometimes we're going to call down holy rays from the sky. Because sometimes you just got to save a little bit of time. But we're totally going to hammer time it with the Merilith. So I would strongly recommend not trying to fight the Merilith with anything other than holy or using on-use items. Trying to physically damage carry or the Merilith is probably a really bad idea in the vanilla game, like NES game I mean mostly. But here we've got a couple options. First off, of course, we'll blink up so that her physicals aren't so bad. And now all she can really do is try to kill us with fire too, basically, or get a critical. We could theoretically put null all, but I'm 99% sure it does not stack with the ribbon effect. So we'll put it on just because it gives us a cool color glow. But, you know, other than that, the only buff we've got is the Giant's Gloves. So thanks to the Giant's Gloves, and Thor's hammer being not bad, we do have a neat way to kill the Merilith. If you try to kill her with magic, you'll kill her eventually, but she's not really weak to any elements. So you'll be using the Holy Spell for 250 damage a shot, which it'll kill her eventually, but I feel like it's kind of more fun to hammer time today, so that's the name of the game, hammer time. Let's see how our hammer's doing. That's not bad. Let's do a couple more. I'd like to see 1,000 damage is kind of my target here. Just so I have an idea of how many casts it takes. You know, the White Mage is not a physical powerhouse. There we go. 1,500 damage on a crit. So, yeah. I mean, you might be getting an idea of what we're going to be doing to kill Chaos as a White Mage. It's actually probably not going to be that difficult. Because we have access to full heal. We don't really need to use elixirs and X potions, the limited rare full heals like the other classes need. We've actually got a pretty effective way to stay in the game as long as we want. Anyway, that's one down. Kraken, we're coming for you. MC Hammer has words. Alright, zip. And again, we'll go back to just holying. Hey, we got an X potion from those guys. That's a lucky drop. That's nice. If you were playing anything other than a White Mage, you'd probably be very happy to get a few extra X potions throughout your playthrough. Definitely makes the Chaos fight easier for non-White Wizards. Alright, so let's go back to the Water Temple. or Sunken Shrine, whatever you want to call it. We'll listen to this epic boss music, which probably will be over by the time we get to the actual boss, but we'll see what happens. So I'm kind of waiting to see Holy scale its damage up a little bit. It's been doing around 260 to 280 since we learned it, and I'd like to see it go up to like 350 or something. I have a feeling we're going to need our intelligence maybe to hit 40 or so, and then maybe it'll go up a little bit. So we'll keep killing things to get that experience. You know, Thor's Hammer's probably fine. Fine enough. Oh no, ghosts! I believe Diega was enough, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I think they have, what, 180 or 200 HP, give or take? Don't underestimate them, but if you can do good multi-target spells, you'll be okay. Alright, we did not get intelligence that level up either, sadly. So I don't think our holy will be any better. Let's hammer time. You know what? Doing like 150 or so damage per hit with the white mage, that's pretty solid. That's definitely more than I was expecting as a solo white wizard here in Dawn of Souls. I feel like some calculations, either level up stats or damage value calculations in battle, must be benefiting the white mage a little bit more than the NES version did. Because like I was saying before, I don't really remember Thor's Hammer hitting all that well in the original game. The main use of Thor's Hammer was just a handy-dandy Lightning 2 caster, basically. Even when you would normally have a Zeus's Gauntlets by now to cover that. But that means, in the original game, that just means that 2 characters could Lightning 2 for free. You know, if we were actually using a 4 white mage party, you'd probably want to hold on to your spellcasting items, because then all 4 of them could cast a spell instead of just, you know, the 1. Let's just white nuke. Ooh, did the damage go up? Okay, we got 40 intelligence. I think our damage multiplier for holy actually went up there. So we went from like 260 to 280 to around maybe 3. I think it works like the nuke spell did, at least for now. Every 10 points of intelligence, it gets 100 damage until you're level 50 and until you're int 50, and then I don't know, maybe it's every 20 after that or something. So anyway, that's a good break point. Once you get to 40 intelligence, holy becomes strong enough to one-shot a lot more enemies, I would say. Like, that's going from 250 to 350 is a pretty big jump in terms of killing everything in one hit. It's still not going to be amazing for fighting a boss, but oops, ethers. Where's my ethers? Oh, way down here. All right, the opera needs to go. What do we want? This is kind of, well, it's the Phantom Forest, right? It's a mysterious underwater music, right? It doesn't really fit, does it? Just trying to randomly find a song that fits. This'll do. This is a serious music for a serious fight. So yeah, the Kraken, as always, don't underestimate. Physical hits are big deals, especially if you're playing as a white whiz. Anybody that's not a knight, basically. I still think the easiest way to win this fight would be Giants gloving up a few times. I think I'll go for 10, because our base damage is so low. So we'll see if I can keep count. I think that was 5. We did get a hit in there eventually. 7 or so. 8. 9. 10. So let's see how that does for us. That should be plus 160 attack power and plus 100 accuracy. Pretty good. Pretty good. Giant's Glove basically allows you to pierce any enemy's defense. There's really nothing the enemies can do if you stack that up. Any boss is susceptible. And then we've got Holy for normal encounters, and then Giant's Glove for bosses. Yeah, I mean, I should have been using this for the Thief, the Black Belt, Red Mage. All of them should have had access to Giant's Glove. I was just silly when I was playing through those ones and I didn't think of it. But now you get to see how it works for a couple of my final dungeon runs for solo challenges. At least you get to see it finally. Well, let's see how 1v1 we Desert Beretta. I just saved it, right? Yeah, they've got really good defense. 7 damage. What if we go 1 Giant's Glove? Would that be enough to pierce it? Yeah, that's probably enough to pierce it. You go from 1 damage to 110 damage. That's a nice upgrade. We still took some damage, though. So now we can use Cure a Jaw, which is full heal. It's fairly expensive, but... Alright, back to Holy, because it's clearly the far more efficient way to win these fights. You know what? Sorry, no bards allowed. This is not a bard song again, is it? Doesn't sound like it. Okay, so we still can't quite kill Tyros or Stakes in a single attack. We're not too far off. If we could get another plus 100 damage, which I would be willing to bet at 50 intelligence we will get, then we'd cross into the 450s rather than the 350s. I betcha. Now, again, I haven't actually explained it yet, but technically, there is actually another way to boost the Holy Spell's damage, other than intelligence, in the Dawn of Souls Remake. Now, it's not part of the base game, it's in one of the bonus dungeons, but there is a way to actually make Holy do significantly more damage per cast. There's also an item that casts it for free, so that's nice too, if I remember correctly. Don't yell at me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's a staff or something that just casts Holy from the menu. So thanks to already clearing this dungeon out by getting our, Protect Cloak and Thor's Hammer and all that, we don't really need to do any exploring this time. We're just going straight to the boss. It's one of the big advantages of sort of treasure diving first, is you save the potentially more difficult boss battles for when you just want to fight them rather than here. Now, it made more difference in the NES version where you could not save mid-battle, so it made more sense to clear out all the treasure, leave, save the game, heal up and all that, and then make a straight run for the boss, so that if you died, you didn't lose all that treasure, basically. But, again, like, I'm sure I've explained myself. I play Dawn of Souls more like a vanilla NES Final Fantasy 1 than you need to. If you just took advantage of all the remake options, things would be a bit easier. Looks like our Cure spell is healing like 70 or so per cast. That's pretty handy. Wonder if we can one-shot these guys with our more powerful Holy. Almost. Last time, we couldn't even kill air elementals with Holy on its own. What a bad sign, you know? Such a bad spell. Can't just one-shot everything in the game. We definitely hit the HP cap, though, yeah. Oh, look, some Earth Medusas. Flying up in the sky. That makes sense. Well, look at that. We're already basically at the end of the floating fortress. That didn't take long. Blink and it's over. How's our 43? We still got a ways to go for that level 50 int. Alright, everyone's favorite bridge. Let's heal up here a little bit. Just in case the worst comes to pass. The worst comes to pass. Make sure you enunciate, Blue, enunciate. Alright, here we go. Ah, what an easy run. Not even a single encounter. Nothing to worry about. I wasn't worried about it. Alright, I didn't pick up the Razor or Bane Sword this time. We did enough playing around with status effects when we were doing the Black Wizard run. You know, if you want to see those sorts of things, maybe go watch that series. For White Wizard, that was not the goal. Although, I forgot, I did mean, actually, to try Fear on the Merilith. I totally forgot, now that I think about it. Oh well. You'll have to test it out for yourself. I don't know if it works in the Dawn of Souls, but I believe you can make the carry run away in NES version. It's not easy, but it's technically possible. Okay, so just for comparison, a physical attack, 89 damage, I think that was a crit. So yeah, your average is going to be like 30. Yeah, that's not good. You could go the Holy Spell route, which will kill it eventually. 360, I mean, this guy's got, what? Or girl, I guess. Tiamat's a female, right? I think in the Dawn of Souls remake, she's got 2400 HP, I'm guessing, if I remember correctly. It's been a while. So you can kill her fairly quickly like that. But then again, I did name this episode Hammer Time. So we're gonna got Giant's Glove. We're gonna do 10 again. That'll be my threshold for fun. My fun threshold requires 10 Giant's Gloves. And you'd actually get a pretty good improvement going up to... Well, if it is 16 attack per casting, and I think the buff maxes out at 255, what's 255 divided by 16? Yeah, that's easy. Just do that in your head, Blue. That's really easy math to do at middle level Let's Play. Let's see. 10 would be 160. 5 would be 240. So you need to cast it 16. Wow, 16 times 16. Amazing. That's like, I should have known that actually. It's a power. It says power of 2. 2 to the 8 is yeah. Wow. I should have just known all of that. That's totally computer science for you there. 255 is essentially 2 to the 8 minus 1, which is a standard size of a byte. So that's pretty normal. And then of course you could expand 2 to the 8 into 2 to the 4 times 2 to the 4. 2 to the 4 is 16. So yeah, okay, look at that. Look, I'm doing a math proof mid Tiamat battle. I'm sure you guys are enthralled. I totally lost count. Anyway, all I'm trying to say is casting Giant's Glove 16 times in a row would theoretically max out its buff to plus 255 attack. You'll get plus 160 accuracy, which is not the max for it. That would also go to plus 255 eventually. So if you really wanted to maximize it, it would be 26 castings, I suppose. But after 16, you're only getting accuracy. Does that make sense? Is anyone has anyone still watching? Sorry, I just got caught up in... I apologize. I'm sorry, everybody. Just interesting, because I'm probably going to do that against Chaos. Just saying, that's 26 times. It's going to take a little while. But yeah, I mean, our basic attack is 28, so plus 255 is a pretty good improvement. I'm just, you know, feel like I have to make that loud and clear. That, you know, that's a good jump. Okay, so, as usual, next up is, hey Blue, how come we haven't seen you fight the War Mech? Can't forget that. I also kind of want some level ups here. So we've got lots of ethers and stuff. We can go for some quick kill enemies, get level ups, see if the death machine shows his face. We did the black belt run, or monk into master run, whatever you want to call it, last time. He kind of had a difficult time fighting here because you can't run easily always, and he took a lot of extra damage from like air elementals and stuff. So it's kind of nice playing as a mage again that can just win these fights instantly. I'd also like to see if I can get my intelligence to 50. I don't know how long that will take exactly, but let's see if we can just kill the fighter. Oh, no, no, nope, nope, nope. Gotta level up. But yeah, I'd like to see if the Holy Spell can do some more damage. Mainly, like, it doesn't make much difference, but if we could get from 370 to 470, we would be killing the purple worms in a single casting. And that'd be pretty handy for the final dungeon. Let's ether it up here. Getting pretty high in level. Sheesh, what do you think? What do you think I meant by that? 45 intelligence, so there's still 28 levels up. I'd say it's very likely you'll get 5 more intelligence by then, at the very least. Hey look, the Mind Flayer / Sorcerer. I've had lots of good comments about how people hated them as kids fighting them in the NES version. Glad to hear that. They were always one of my most hated enemies. The trance attack that stunned your entire party, and then the death touch attack that just killed them all with 1 damage. Those were good times, right? I'm not getting very good luck finding my death machine. Well, I think the problem is I haven't done my countdown. And it always works with the countdown. So, without further ado, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Making me heal mid-fight. Mid-countdown, having to do healing. Sheesh. Uh-oh, now I lost track. The 5, I think. Hopefully. You know what? Just in case I messed it up. 5 again, just in case. Just to be double check, double sure. And 4. The music's playing. It's perfect for a death machine. Where are you? 2 fights left. 1 fight left. I think I ran out of MP, didn't I? Yeah, sure was bonkum. 0 fights left. Now it's time for the death machine to show up. Anytime. Drink those potions. Or ethers. Yeah. The white mage is really enjoying the drugs. So level 77, 49 intelligence. That's nice. We're almost at my math check. So this is -1. Maybe we gotta go stand on the bridge. -2, come on. This is your time. Did I get the stat? Nope. No intelligence. Come on, you gotta give me a death machine. Not a war machine, that's a different thing entirely. Before the song is over. Hey, I got intelligence, I saw it. Alright, 50 intelligence. Does that increase our holy spell? Boom! Totally does. Alright. Look at that. The math checks out, guys. The music, though. The death machine, though, not so much. Wow, we just don't even need magic. How many attacks per round are we up to? Let's see here. 6 attacks, 200 damage. That's unnatural. This girl is bonking things pretty hard with that hammer. 6 bonks per turn. So, 20 levels-ish, 19 now to go. It might get her to 60 intelligence by the time she gets to the level cap. Just depends on RNG a little bit. And I don't know for sure if 60 intelligence will buff the holy spell again. I don't think it made Flare do more damage. I think Flare took 70 to get to the next buff. But again, I don't remember perfectly. It's been a while. Well, we've got ourselves a very shy super boss here, not wanting to play. I'm not even sure if we could kill him if we wanted to. I just wanted to see him, because all the other solo characters got to see him at least once. Also, I think we're at the point where I should stop getting experience. We're getting to be at level 99 if I keep this up much longer. 1 more level up, and that's it. Then I'll stop. I promise, Mom, I'll stop taking experience. Alright, level 83. That's so much more than you need. I wasn't even trying to level up. I just wanted to fight a death machine, guys. Alright. Well, to be fair, I did want to see my holy spell do more damage, so that's good. Alright, come on. Now that I'm running away, let's go 10 fleas. 9 more fleas. We did not flee very well there. You can technically flee. Yeah, 8 more. 7 more, 6 more. Probably lost count again. That's why I didn't get a death machine. I lost count the first time. 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. Also, I interrupted it by healing. That breaks the mojo. 2 more. 1 more, and death machine. Nope. Tried. Well, it's just going to be a really long episode while I try to find a death machine for you guys. It's become part of the route. The route, you have to fight a death machine after killing Tiamat before you go to the Temple of Fiends. You don't have to kill it, you just have to fight it. It's a rule. And I think I got lucky enough with everyone else that, you know, certainly it shouldn't take this long. Does anyone know the odds of running into him in Dawn of Souls? I think I talked about it last time. In the NES version, you know, if I got to level 99, more of these enemies would just run away from me. That would probably help. In the original game, the NES version, right? The Tiamat fight, or sorry, the War Mech fight was like 2 or 3% or something. Like, it was pretty rare. We're maybe approaching 200 fights by now. So you're due. You're gonna be late if you don't show up pretty soon. Yes, I know math doesn't, like, stats don't work like that. It's fine. Don't get on my case. I know a thing or two about stats. It's just easier to play it up as though there's a luck factor or some RNG gods sort of rolling dice in the background rather than worrying about actual statistical independence for odds and stuff like that. That's no one wants to talk about math. I've already done enough math this episode. Psh, unsubscribe. Hey, at least you got cool music in the background, right? It'd be way worse if you're just listening to a 10 times speed Final Fantasy Dawn of Souls music just sped up to ridiculous levels. Instead, we get to listen to some cool Final Fantasy VI music. Enjoy those drums. You know, anytime you want to show up, Death Machine. I mean, War Machine. I mean, whatever you're called. War Mech Machine, Death. Death War Mech Man. It's a Death Mech Man. Man Mech Death. Mecha Death Man. That'd be good. Okay, Mecha Death Man. It's pretty good music for just running around at super speeds, trying to flee. Really would make more sense. Which is what we're doing. Guess I need to heal up again here. Look how fast we can heal up. Way faster than the NES, where you can only use a potion for 30 HP. Oh, those were fun old times. Like I've said before, just because I need something to talk about, I really do think this Dawn of Souls remake is a really solid take on the original game. I would say it's better than the PlayStation 1 remake that this was based on. I don't think there's a lot of decrease in quality between the two, and this adds all the bonus dungeons that the PlayStation 1 remake didn't. I think also the magic system was still with spell slots and charges in the PlayStation 1. Although I thought there was an option to switch it between easy and hard mode, which had essentially the MP system from later games. I could be wrong though. I have heard though through the grapevine on YouTube with all the commenters that are, you know, showing up out of the woodworks. Apparently there's a PSP version of this game as well that's quite well done. It might have slightly better graphics than the Game Boy Advance. And I think, actually, there's another version that has even more bonus dungeon. There's a, it's like a Quarter of Time or something with Chronodia or something. I don't know. It's got another version of all the Four Fiends that are even stronger and even more new loot that I've never seen before. So, kind of interested in maybe checking that out one day. I never had a PSP. I only ever, you know, had friends that had PSPs, so I only ever kind of hung out with them and saw the games they were playing. So personally, I was always Nintendo for most of those generations. But maybe I'll check it out one day. I have also heard, I think, probably by now, if you've been watching the comments at all, there's a mod or a hack for the Game Boy Advance, this game exactly, of Dawn of Souls that sort of rebalances the game, makes it a little bit more difficult, and adds a bunch of bonus classes. So instead of starting with 6 options, there's 12 options. And they took a bunch of the different classes from like Final Fantasy V and added them in. So that's cool. I haven't really looked at it yet, but it's had at least a handful of recommendations from the comments. So, you know, if you're just watching me look for a War Machine, Mecha Mecha Man, now might be a good time to go check that out. Just leave me on in the background. I'll tell you when I find him. It couldn't take another 20 minutes. How long have I been here? You know what? For real this time, we're gonna do 10 more countdown. And if I don't get him, I'm just leaving. This is ridiculous. You know, we must have done over 100 battles by now. That's 2. That's 3. 4. We would easily be level 99 by now. 5. 6. 7. I suppose I could just use the shortcut. 8. Why wasn't I doing that? I was just being lazy. If you hold L and R, like I said, way back in the original times, it's a little bit easier to run. 9. 10. No War Mecha Man. You know what? If I just hold that, it's even faster. Why wasn't I doing that? Except for air elementals. I hate them. The only elemental you can theoretically run from that still you can't really run from. It's fine. Maybe what we really needed was to die. Now we'll find him for sure. We just need to reset the RNG. Oh! No! Oh. Well, that's the downside of holding the L and R and super speed at the same time. You run away before you can realize what you're fighting. Hey, you know what? Good enough. We saw him. Let's get out of here. I'm not going to do another 500 battles. I'm the worst Let's Player in the world. I'll just edit that out. I'll just edit that out and cut it in a nice smooth transition into fighting Death Machine with you know, you won't even notice the transition. Just someone do that in post editing. It's fine. It's not like that takes any amount of time. Just cut that in there. Don't worry about it. Well, guys, I guess that's probably the end of the episode. I was hoping we'd have time to go kill Chaos today, but honestly, instead of killing Chaos, we got to talk about math and play around on top of the floating fortress. At least we got to level 83. That's pretty good. I mean, look at them stats. It's pretty good. I like it. Alright, folks. That's all for today's episode. Ay. Next time, we're gonna go pick up the Mazmune and show Chaos that a solo white mage, wizard, whatever, can kill even the strongest enemy. The strongest foe can't resist us. I do have a strategy that would work with Holy to kill him with Holy. But it would require going to the bonus dungeons first, and I don't really want to lean on optional content to kill Chaos. So we're going to take him down with natural weapons like this equipment plus Mazmune plus only items that you can get easily, not random rare drops. Again, the Hermes shoes would make this a lot easier, as would a bunch of other optional stuff you could pick up. But we're trying to do it semi-honestly without picking up kind of the new... Like, I guess, like, I'm sort of doing this from the perspective of you could do this on any version of the remake that might not have access to those new items. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of in my head. So I'm not going to specifically go play around in the optional dungeons right now. Even though, just to explain, there's a weapon we could equip that would double the damage of Holy. And if we got to level 99, Holy will be doing 450, 550 kind of base damage. It also gives us more intelligence. There's a couple equipment that could buff our intelligence up. So we might be able to get our intelligence to like 70, maybe 75, depending on random level ups and the equipment we equip. Plus double damage from Holy means we might get to like maybe 750 base Holy damage, maybe times 2 to 1500. And I was thinking that if I could do all of that, buff my intelligence up, get the double damage Holy weapon, and then fight Chaos, that we could kill him with magic, which would theoretically probably be fine, because we could cure enough to heal, and then we could use Holy after and we could probably kill him in enough turns that, you know, we wouldn't have to worry about him healing. But because that's all extra content stuff that's going to take a long time for me to grind out, and I don't really want to do. We're just going to go do this traditional victory with the Mazmune, as all white mages are a fan of, I'm sure. So anyway, we'll do that next episode. I just wanted to clarify that, because I'm not going to spend any time between episodes like I was kind of thinking about. So I will see you next episode for the White Mage finale. Hope you've enjoyed, and see you there.